Did you know that right now in your own home, you have something that has been used by magicians, shamans, and priests since ancient times? A shield against invisible forces capable of sealing energetic portals, purifying the spirit, and transmuting energy into its purest state. It's not an artifact hidden in ancient temples or a mystical object lost in time. It's simply salt, a seemingly common crystal, but with a power so great that it has been feared and revered by entire civilizations. It has been present in sacred rituals, divine pacts, and alchemical formulas. What secrets does this element hold, which you've been using your whole life without even questioning it? Today, we're going to uncover the true purpose of salt and how you can use it to protect your energy, cleanse your surroundings, and seal your spirit against any negative influence. But first, tell me, have you ever felt like a place was charged with strange energy? Have you noticed how certain spaces drain you for no apparent reason? Leave it in the comments because what you're about to discover could change the way you perceive reality. Salt, that humble white crystal you've touched thousands of times without questioning its true purpose. You've used it to flavor your food, to preserve things, but you never stop to ask why salt has been present in every culture, religion, and protective ritual since the dawn of humanity. Why did Egyptian priests consider it sacred? Why is it mentioned in the Bible as a symbol of eternal covenants? Why do shamans use it to seal portals and expel dark entities? The answer is as profound as it is unsettling. Salt isn't just a chemical compound. It's a bridge between the visible and the invisible, between the material and the spiritual. And if you understand its true power, you'll never look at it the same way again. Join me on this journey through time, esotericism, and alchemy to unveil the secret that's been hiding in plain sight. Stay until the end, because you'll learn how to use salt to protect your energy, cleanse your home, and strengthen your spirit. And now tell me, have you ever felt like certain places are loaded with dense energy, or noticed how the atmosphere feels heavy after an argument? Leave your experience in the comments because what you're about to discover will change your perception of reality. If you're interested in this kind of content, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. There are many more secrets to reveal. For hundreds of years, salt has been much more than a simple seasoning. Its history is intertwined with myths, religions, and hidden traditions that have transcended centuries. In ancient Egypt, priests used it in embalming rituals, believing it preserved not just the body but also the soul on its journey to the afterlife. In Hebrew tradition, salt was a fundamental part of sacrifices to God, a symbol of the incorruptible and eternal. In the Roman world, its value was so high that soldiers were paid with salt, giving rise to the word salary. But its meaning goes far beyond history. In alchemy, salt is one of the three fundamental principles, alongside sulfur and mercury. It represents the fixed substance, the body that must be purified to achieve spiritual enlightenment. Alchemists understood that salt didn't just cleanse physically, it also helped transmute inner impurities into wisdom and clarity. In shamanic traditions, it has been used for millennia as a barrier against unwanted forces. Shamans from different cultures have sprinkled salt at the thresholds of their temples, traced protective circles, and used it to purify bodies and spirits. But why is salt so powerful? Is there something in its chemical makeup that goes beyond what conventional science tells us? In many cultures, it's believed that evil spirits can't cross a line of salt. But this belief isn't just superstition. There's something in salt's structure that interacts with the energy of its surroundings in a way that still baffles those who study its effects. Tell me, have you ever felt like your body and mind feel lighter after a bath with sea salt? Or noticed how certain spaces feel different after sprinkling salt in them? Leave your experience in the comments because we're about to dive deeper into this enigma. If you haven't already, give this video a like and subscribe. It helps us keep sharing this kind of knowledge. To understand the true power of salt, we must look beyond its physical appearance. What makes it special isn't just its presence in nature, but its structure and how it interacts with energy. Salt is a crystal, and like all crystals, it has a precise geometric organization that allows it to absorb, store, and transmute energy. Unlike other minerals, salt has a unique quality. It doesn't just channel energy, it dissolves it. From an esoteric perspective, salt acts as an energetic filter. Its crystalline structure lets it capture dense vibrations and transform them into subtler energy. That's why it's been used in so many cultures to purify temples, homes, and even people. In demonology and many mystical legends, it's said that dark entities avoid salt. But why? The reason might be more scientific than we imagine. It's not just a crystal in esoteric terms, it's also an electrical conductor when dissolved. This means it can interact with electromagnetic fields, absorbing charges and balancing the environment. Our body, like the environment around us, is made of energy. When we come into contact with salt, whether through a bath or by sprinkling it in a space, it acts as a natural neutralizer, absorbing excess negative charge. Some bioenergetic studies suggest that certain negative ions might be linked to feelings of heaviness and fatigue. Salt, by absorbing them, restores energetic balance, explaining why so many people feel lighter after a sea salt bath. But here's where it gets even more interesting. If salt can balance a body's energy, what happens when it's used in spiritual rituals? Ancient mystical traditions claim that salt doesn't just cleanse, it seals. Once it absorbs dense energies, it creates a vibrational shield that prevents new negative charges from building up. This is where practices like sprinkling salt in the corners of your home to block unwanted influences come from, or placing a glass of water and salt in a room to absorb dense vibrations, or carrying a small pouch of salt as a protective amulet. These rituals aren't just superstitions. There's something in salt's nature that lets it alter the energetic field of places and people. But how can we harness this knowledge practically? Before answering that, tell me, have you ever felt like certain objects or people drain your energy? Have you tried using salt? Leave it in the comments. I want to hear your experience. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We're uncovering secrets that have been hidden for centuries. If salt can absorb and transmute energy, does that mean we can use it to protect ourselves from energetic attacks? Ancient esoteric traditions say yes. Beyond mere beliefs, this practice has been used throughout history by various civilizations to neutralize adverse influences and strengthen the personal energetic field. But before diving into practical methods, there's something we need to understand. Salt isn't just a purifier, it's also a catalyst. In Hermetic traditions, salt is seen as a bridge between the material and the spiritual. It represents the fixed substance, the tangible body, but also the key to transforming the dense into something elevated. That's why in ancient alchemical rituals, salt was combined with sulfur and mercury in the pursuit of spiritual transmutation. It was believed that by understanding its true power, a person could purify their essence and free their consciousness from the bonds of matter. Now, if salt is a tool for purification and sealing, why do certain entities or energies avoid it? Mystical traditions suggest that low-frequency vibrations can't sustain themselves in an environment where salt has been consecrated. In other words, if a space has been purified with salt, any dense influence can't anchor itself there. That's why many people place salt at the thresholds of their doors, in the corners of their rooms, or even under their beds. It's not just a symbolic act, it's a real method of protection based on energetic principles passed down for centuries. But there's more. If salt can neutralize external energies, could it also transmute our own internal energy? Ancient mystics believed so. That's why salt baths weren't just used to cleanse the aura. They also helped the mind and spirit release emotional burdens. Since time immemorial, salt has been considered much more than a simple condiment. Its presence in ancient rituals, its use in esoteric ceremonies, and its connection to energetic protection reveal that it's not just a physical element, it's a tool of spiritual power. Throughout this video, we've explored how salt has been used across cultures as a shield against negative influences, from Egyptian priests who used it to preserve the soul, to shamans who employed it to seal energetic portals. Its influence has transcended civilizations and beliefs. But the most important thing isn't just the history, it's how we can apply this knowledge in our daily lives. We've seen that salt can purify our energetic field through cleansing baths, protect our spaces by creating vibrational barriers at doors and windows, neutralize dense energies with the salt and water glass ritual, strengthen our personal energy when carried as an amulet, and seal and safeguard our spiritual spaces through the salt circle. However, there's one secret you must remember. Salt alone is just a tool. Its true power lies in the intention you give it. When you understand this, you realize that protection, purification, and transmutation don't depend solely on external elements, but on the power you grant them. So the final question is, how will you use this knowledge? Do you feel the need to purify your energy? Will you try one of these rituals? Leave it in the comments. I want to hear your experience and what other topics you'd like us to explore. Discovering esoteric tools, ancestral knowledge, and spiritual techniques? Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with those you feel need it. Together, we can bring back forgotten knowledge. Remember, the power has always been within you. Salt is just the catalyst. See you in the next video.